Good morning, everyone. I welcome you all on behalf of Motherhood Hospital to another exciting webinar today. Our co-partners, Lifestyle and Philip, are having a huge support to this webinar, and I'm sure we all are very much excited. Ladies and gentlemen, welcoming you all on a very beautiful Saturday morning. We have amongst us Dr. Surbhi. She is a renowned senior consultant with compassionate approach towards women's healthcare since 15 long years. So, Doctor, how it feels to be, on this webinar? Things have changed now. We have these webinars to interact with each other. So, how are you, firstly?
Yeah, Latika, hi, good morning. Hi, everyone. A very warm welcome on this Saturday morning. And hope you all are doing good, and all would be parents must be really happy and excited about this thing. So, webinar is a good thing to be here with, but I always like interacting with my patients and my whatever parents, personally. So, that gives a more close feeling being with them personally. But yes, in a way, this is also good enough, Latika.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, I dropped out. So, yes, Doctor.
So, shall we start it? How is it?
Yeah, sure. Doctor, is there anything that you would want to share before we start with any knowledge that you would like to share with us in a form of maybe some presentation or something, or just we'll go with the flow?
Yeah, Ajesh, how is it? Like, we have some presentation or
We can
Ajesh?
go directly, Doctor. What we can do is like we can be having some questions that are the most common questions. So I can be asking on
Yeah.
behalf of our audiences. So, the do's and don'ts during pregnancy is something we all are not completely knowledge. We somewhere feel we know, but we are far somewhere away from the realistic things. Nowadays, there is so much knowledge on online, especially when you go Google it and YouTube and everything. It's like too much of knowledge is flooded in your brain that you don't know what is the real ones and what to follow, what not to follow. And the best thing that you can go and do is visit a doctor, visit a consultant who can guide you in the best possible way. But nowadays, everyone thinks that they can be doctor just by googling stuff. People have become
Absolutely.
people have become so smart nowadays, but that can sometimes not work in their favor as well. And especially during the times of COVID, when things are so difficult and it's so scary for normal people. Conceiving at this time is a plus point that you can give maximum time to your wife who's consuming, and you can give maximum time to your health. But at the same time, you have this worry of visiting hospital again, and visiting doctors at this time. No one would want to go to hospital. That is the one. People are so scared of even thinking about, even they sneeze or something, they'll be so scared that okay, oh my god, what's happening. So in these times, especially, I would want to ask, the do's and don'ts have increased. The numbers have increased, that number of do's and don'ts, the precautions and cures what ladies used to take at one time.
Sure.
Now they are even more conscious because the COVID. Obviously, we all know it's so scary. So I would want to know that apart from the basic do's and don'ts, especially in these times, what are the extra things that you need to include in your daily schedule and lifestyle?
Yeah. So, Latika, so first of all, thanking you for, all these. It's a very nice topic, do's and don'ts. Like, once you are pregnant, like, you are into that roller coaster ride where you don't know what is going to
Absolutely.
happen next. And what would be the next moment, what to do, what not to do. Like, you have all your mausis, chachis, bhabis, everybody giving you all the instructions, coming from one pregnant woman to another pregnant woman, and the person doesn't know what to do. Go ahead, then they go on the Google. As we all are educated, we all, our females here are educated, and one small thing, and then they just go like, oh my god, what is this, what is happening to me. So although even before the COVID times, this pregnancies do's and don'ts were like too much, but this last 1 year has been really challenging for all our pregnant women coming to visit us. Once they are pregnant, what to do, like where, whether they should like come to the hospital. So last year was more challenging, as we were also not sure how to go ahead with it. But like with all the cooperation of the parents that we have been able to have good, nice, normal deliveries and also C-section and safe deliveries. That is the most important thing. So,
True.
talking about this COVID time and in general, like in COVID time especially, so what I suggest that whenever you are coming to the hospital, so see, the pregnancy is one thing. Either you can plan or you can just like if you are pregnant, you just have to be pregnant, right? And then you have to keep visiting the hospital. Just because it is COVID time, you cannot stop visiting hospital because your checkups and your scans and your blood tests are equally important.
Yeah.
As if you do not come to the hospital, we will not be able to know what is your how is your baby's growth, how is your thyroid, how is your blood sugar level, how is your blood pressure level. So in order to curtail this, in order to see this, it is very important that you visit the hospital. So no, now that you are visiting the hospital, we as a doctor, we have made sure that your visits are limited. We do not keep calling you always, like, but certain tests like 5 ultrasounds, few blood tests, these are mandatory. So when you are visiting the hospital, I always tell as the general hygiene, always wear mask. And now that people are wearing double mask, you should wear the mask. You cannot come to the hospital. There are people who come to my cabin, they remove it, they remove the mask, and they tell us that they are feeling suffocated. I know all pregnant ladies, you feel suffocated even normally also, but do not try to remove your mask during while you are visiting the doctor. Or you, if you want, you can wear a head shield, carry a sanitizer with you which you can clean the surface area. Once you are going back home, take a good bath. That is more than enough. This is what we have been following throughout the year, and we have touched wood mostly been safe following all these protocols. More than above this, we don't need to do anything. Just wearing mask, head shield, and a sanitizer would be good enough when you are visiting the hospital.
True. True. So, doctor, especially we always talk about women that what they should do, what they not should not do. But when it comes to husbands and the family, I think there is a lot of more responsibility on their end because the lady is already going through so much of changes, hormone changes, the body changes, mindset, and everything. So, in these times, how can the family and the husband support their wives?
Yeah. So a family support and husband support is very, very important during this 9 months of pregnancy, even after that. So a husband's role is very, very important during this 9 months. See, he is the one who is the life partner, right? So from the time the woman comes to know that she is pregnant, her anxious level is very is increased to a different level. So if the partner is good, then they can like support them by like mentally relaxing them. They can join some yoga or some meditation classes together. He can take care of her food habits, like both of them can make a routine that what time what food should be taken. More or less they can go for walks together. The partner can help her in like doing, like, because of this COVID time, even household chores have become so important. Many a times we don't have maids, and we don't have any house helps. So husbands or whoever partner or whoever the family member is, they can help this woman in like doing the household chores. Even not giving any stress to the female is important. Anything like physically, mentally, just keep her relaxed, because the baby who is coming needs a stressless environment. And taking care of health, taking care of the finances during this delivery time, taking care of the selection of the hospital during this delivery time, that she is being delivered in a safe and clean hospital, is very important for the partner. Going to going with her during her antenatal checkup, so that you are also aware what is happening to her wife, to his wife. Then during the last months of the pregnancy, we also teach certain pregnancy exercises, so that this partner can be whoever it can be, the partner can be anybody, like you can be with her while she's exercising, so that she's mentally relieved. And both of you cannot panic. Whatever be the reason, come to the hospital. In the hospital we have all the facilities, any hospital, any nursing homes, the doctor is always there to provide them with the proper knowledge of whatever is happening to them. Another thing, that sometimes what happens that a pregnant woman do not want to eat something during the first 3 months of the pregnancy. That is the time when you should respect that feeling also. Like, you can make a chart that okay, milk is important, dahi is important, this is important, but if she doesn't want to eat for some time, yes, you can avoid it for some time, as a like as a partner. And then whoever, like in-laws or whoever is with the lady, should try to avoid giving any stress. And during the labor they can be of a support when she's having pain. There are painless deliveries which husband and wife they agree to, but then family member like mother or mother-in-law, they tell no, no need of these epidural or they do not do all these things. Please abide by her emotions, and try to uh, try to have a balanced decisions as a whole together. Okay, just a second. Yes, Latika, yes.
Yes, yes. So, this is something that when we talk about nutrition, when we talk about emotional support, now many women also have these queries that whether to get vaccinated or not, when they're
Yeah.
conceiving, and what is the time gap between these all things. So, if you could guide us on that aspect as well a bit.
Like COVID vaccination has always been like last 1 year we have been under this discussion, who to take, who should not take, and every day we are getting new guidelines. So now recently, last 2 weeks back, we got a guideline from the government of India, and also ICMR has also approved that pregnant women can take this COVID vaccination, because these are inactivated vaccines. So like how we give the tetanus and the Tdap, these are all inactivated vaccines, and the Covishield, Covaxin, whatever is available in India, these are all inactivated vaccine. So you can you should take it. You can, no, you should take it, because it is the need of the pandemic. Because in the second wave, we have seen that lot of pregnant women got affected, and they got badly affected. Last time it was not that serious. We did not see very serious cases of the pregnant women getting affected with the COVID infection, but this second wave was really bad. So yes, you can go ahead with the COVID vaccination, and generally we are telling to take the vaccination above 14 weeks, uh, just because organogenesis is happening during the first 3 months. But there are certain ladies who have taken the first vaccine just before their conception, and they come to know in the next cycle that they are pregnant. So no need of termination if that has happened. If you are undergoing any infertility treatment, you can go ahead with the infertility treatment. But if you are planning for conception, better take vaccine and then plan. That would be much better. Yes.
True. True. Okay. So, when it comes to vaccination, there is this one dose and second dose. So, what is the gap that we should be maintaining between two? Is it the same that the normal people follow, or we should
Yes.
do it something different?
No, no, it is the same thing that we have to follow. Like
Okay.
Covaxin, same thing that the general people are following. Only thing that in pregnancy we have this tetanus and Tdap. So there should be certain gap, almost 2 weeks gap between these vaccinations and COVID vaccination. That is it.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, these were the very few common questions that I had, Doctor, on my hand. I'll just check that if we have some questions from our viewers. Yes. So
Yeah.
we have few questions. We have Gangahana, Miss Gangana. Hi, doctor. We have been planning for pregnancy, but I have taken first dose of COVID vaccine. Can we plan for pregnancy now, or we should complete second dose? And I think doctor has already
Yeah.
answered this particular question. Okay,
So
so
one
then,
thing in this,
yeah.
Latika, one thing in this, see, there are certain couple who have been planning pregnancy since long, like since 4 years, 5 years, or something like that. Just a second. Just a second. I'll take a call. Those who have been planning for pregnancy for like long time, 4 years, 5 years, if they have taken COVID vaccine, first dose, then they can go ahead with the pregnancy planning now itself, like from the second cycle itself. And those who have like just started with the pregnancy planning, then finish this dose of two doses, and then next month itself you can go ahead with the pregnancy planning. No need to wait for 2 months or 3 months post vaccination.
Okay. So we also have this one question, doctor, which says that which delivery is better, normal or C-section?
Whatever is better for the mother and the child,
Yeah. Yeah.
the best. You are not going to get any trophy by having a normal delivery or a C-section, right? Mother and baby should be the safe, should be safe, should be
True.
live. Should the mother after and the baby after 9 months should go to mother. But they should not land up in NICU after having a normal delivery. So whatever is safe for mother and the baby is the best delivery.
Okay. Perfect. So yeah, these were the questions. If there is any more questions, I would request the viewers to be very quick in asking these questions. We have our
See, I
doctor
have been
to
seeing
answer.
certain questions on this. Some Richa is there who is asking NT scan double marker, is it necessary? Yes, it is necessary to
Yes.
rule out any Down syndrome. That is how we diagnose this Down syndrome during during after this NT scan is done. Then somebody is also asking corona vaccines are attenuated. These are attenuated vaccines. Yes, these are not live vaccines.
Correct.
Then
So
somebody is asking whether babies, how to increase baby's weight. You can increase lot of protein during your pregnancy, that will increase the baby weight.
correct.
Carbohydrate intake should be there, but more of protein diet should be there.
Correct. Okay. So there is this one more thing now that someone has asked in the chat section. How do I know that my baby is healthy?
Yeah, so we have ultrasounds at a given interval of time. So we that is the way we are able to know that your baby is absolutely healthy, fluid is normal, blood flow to the baby is normal, Doppler is normal. That is one thing. Another thing, after say 20-22 weeks, you start getting movements of the baby, right? So we just tell you to keep a track of the baby's movement. Like every time you eat or every time you drink and you lie down, your baby starts moving. So that is how you know that baby is fine. And basically, a deep knowledge of the baby's well-being can be detected by any ultrasound. So that is that we are doing at fifth month, and we are doing at say 28 week, and if required at 32, 34 weeks. So that is how we are able to know that baby is fine. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Perfect. So yeah, these were the questions. I think we have covered all aspects. I'm just looking for if we do not miss out. Yeah. So we have if okay. So if someone who's having diabetes and thyroid, will I be not able to have normal delivery? I think
No,
yeah,
no.
yeah,
You can
yes,
have a
sir.
normal delivery. If you go in
Yes,
labor, you will have a normal delivery.
absolutely. Correct.
Yeah.
So yeah. So anything else, doctor, before we wind up the session, if there is something there, some few tips, quick tips you would like to give out to all our viewers.
Yeah, I just see a very nice question that I'm scared about the delivery. So this is one very thing that I always, there is a scare of delivery. During my visit, people also like girls also, they come to me, they start crying, doctor, I'm scared of the visit. Do not be scared of the visit. Do not be scared of delivery. Do not be scared of normal delivery or a C-section. You are under hand of your doctor, right? So if you
Yeah.
have pain delivery, we have painless facility. If you have, and do not see very scary videos. Some people they say that I saw a video where the women this happened to women. Do not see all those videos, please. Always go ahead in the pregnancy with a positive thought that you are in the best hand, whoever doctor it is. They will take care of you. And think positive that you are carrying a baby, everything will be nice. Okay.
Hmm.
And if you are having like pain and all, we have epidural facility. If anything during your labor, anything is not going right, we immediately take you for a C-section. So nothing goes bad as such in 90% of the cases. Only there are 1 or 2% of the cases where something may go wrong. Please, the request to both the parents, and please take your pregnancy there are some people who do not take it seriously also. 3 months tak no checkup, again 2 months tak no checkup. Do a good nice antenatal visit, do ultrasounds, do not keep questioning the doctor, why this, why that, why that. Yes, it is good to have all the knowledge, but always that okay, why this should be done. Yes, you should have all knowledge that okay, why it should be done, but ये करना जरूरी है क्या, या जरूरी है तभी डॉक्टर बता रहे हैं आपको कि ये करना जरूरी है. So be have faith in your doctor, whomever you are visiting, and have positive feeding. Have faith in yourself. You will always have a nice normal delivery, or if a C-section, your baby will be absolutely fine. Thank you.
So, so we have this one more question that it says that I am 8 months pregnant and I feel baby weight is only on one side, that is on the right side. So is it okay?
Yeah, that's okay. Baby keeps moving, right? So either in the right side or the left side or bottom or above. So it's a small world for the baby. So either it is here or it is here, and baby then keeps rolling over. So it's
Okay,
okay.
true.
Absolutely fine.
So we have one more question who says that she has unfortunately had a miscarriage previously on the seventh week, and that was due to no cardiac activity. Worried about it, have been taking diatrobone, and she is right now conceiving on the sixth week. So she wants to know that what kind of diet or anything we should avoid during the pregnancy.
After miscarriages are really like we really feel sorry if it happens to anybody. It is not a good situation to be in, but mostly it is some genetic or some chromosomal abnormality that sets in. Yeah, or maybe some hormonal support. But even with lot of hormonal supports, also you are not able to continue. Sometimes, very rarely. But yes, you are on the best treatment that your doctor is giving. Diatrobone is the thing that we give, and certain hormonal injections also, progesterone support. So, and diet wise, you just have to be on your normal diet, like well balanced protein, carbohydrate, and all. No papaya, pineapple, because they may be about efficient, and no Ajinomoto, no Chinese food that we say that you should take. Otherwise, your normal routine activity you can carry on even if you have had a first miscarriage. Like no need of being on a bed rest, just be stressless. That's the only thing. Okay.
True. Okay. So is there any other questions? So yeah.
Somebody
So
asks about epidural.
yes, yes, doctor.
So epidural. So this is a painless anesthesia that we give for it is called labor analgesia, or it is a painless delivery facility that some of the hospitals have. So we give a small injection near your epidural, that is the spine in just outside the spinal cord. That is a layer, and it numbs your sensation of pain, but the contraction is always there. So that time of labor, which is say around 10 hours, but contraction does happen and patient does go in normal delivery, and that is good.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's all from my end and even from our audience. Thank you so much, Dr. Suji, for connecting with us and giving a precious time. And firstly, from my heart, I would like to thank you so much that in these times, you guys are no less than God to all of us, like all the normal people. And I get really emotional and get goosebumps while talking to such an important person. You guys, I'm sorry, I'm using guys word, but you doctors are so important to us that we had not realized it any time before COVID. And during these times, you have, I don't know what to say. So yeah,
Good, Latika. At least people are realizing, but you had seen in media also, like initially, so many doctors were bitten up, and so many doctors had undergone so much of things, so much of hatred for the doctors. Doctors try their level best to do the best thing that they can. Okay, so that's a good thing, Latika. It was nice talking to you. Yeah.
thank you. It was lovely talking to you, doctor. Thank you for connecting. See you guys. If you want to have more such webinars, you can keep connecting with Motherhood Hospital and our core brand, lifestyle and fitness. Thank you so much, everyone.